Afoma sat on her bed on a quiet Sunday evening, eating apples and staring at the ceiling. Her house was calm, the TV was off, the air was still, yet her mind was noisy. A strange thought entered her heart.
My husband is acting different these days,
She said to herself.
He still shows me love. He still buys things for me. He still talks to me nicely. But what if he is doing all that at home and still cheating outside?
Afoma's chest felt tight as that fear grew stronger.
I need to be sure.
She thought.
I need to know if his heart is still with me.
Then she made a decision inside her mind.
I will test him.
She whispered. I will send a powerful temptation to him. I will send a very beautiful woman to his office to tempt him. If he refuses her, then I will know he truly loves me. But if he accepts, then I will know the truth. The idea excited her, but she did not stop to think about what could go wrong. She only wanted an answer, and she wanted it fast. Afoma's husband was named Nduka, but most people called him Ndu. He was the kind of man many women prayed for. He cared for Afoma. He gave her money and attention. He made sure the house lacked nothing. He never raised his hand on her. He never insulted her. He treated her like a queen. Yet Afoma still felt restless. I don't want another woman near him, she told herself. I don't want to lose what I have. The next morning, Afoma woke up early. She dressed quickly and left the house. She did not tell anyone where she was going. She drove straight to the house of Doris, her husband's secretary. Afoma knew Doris very well. Doris had worked with Ndu for 5 years. She was smart, neat, and very beautiful. She knew how to carry herself. As Afoma drove, she kept thinking, if my husband can resist Doris, then he can resist anyone, she said inside her heart. If he falls for Doris, then it means he has been looking at other women already. Afoma reached Doris' house around 6:30 a.m. It was early. Doris was dressed and ready to go to work. She had her bag in her hand when she heard a knock. She opened the door and froze. It was her boss's wife, Madam Afoma. Good morning, Ma, Doris greeted, forcing a smile. This one you came to see me this early? I hope everything is okay? Afoma smiled calmly, like nothing was wrong. Good morning, Doris, she said. You are ready for work. You're a hard-working lady. I like that. Doris nodded. Yes, Ma. If I don't go early, Lagos traffic will finish me. Afoma entered and sat down. She did not waste time. I came for something important, she said. Doris's heart beat faster. Okay, Ma, what is it? Afoma leaned forward and spoke softly, like they were sharing a secret. I want to set a trap for my husband, Afoma said, and I want you to help me. Doris blinked. Trap for sir? Yes, Afoma replied. I want to know if he is still faithful to me. Doris looked confused. Madam, please explain well. Afoma took a deep breath and said it clearly. I want you to tempt my husband, she said. Tell him you like him. Tell him you want to be with him. I want to see if he will accept. Doris's face changed immediately. Fear and shock entered her eyes. Madam, she exclaimed, why would you do that? Your husband loves you. Afoma waved her hand. I need to be sure. Doris shook her head. This is dangerous. What if he agrees? What will I tell him? Afoma said, you won't actually do anything. Just test him. If he agrees, stop it and tell him you were joking. Doris frowned. Madam, a man is not a child. You can't tempt someone like that and later say you were joking. What if he gets angry? What if he misunderstands everything? Afoma's eyes became serious. "I will pay you," she said. Doris stayed quiet. Afoma continued, "I will pay you 500,000. Just do this one thing." At the mention of money, Doris's face softened. Truthfully, Doris had bills on her neck. Her rent was due. Her landlord had been disturbing her. She looked down and thought for a moment. Finally, she said, "All right, Ma, I will do it." Afoma quickly transferred the money to her. "But remember," Afoma warned, "I don't want you to sleep with him. I only want to know if he will fall." Doris nodded. "I understand. I will tempt him today and give you feedback tomorrow." After Afoma left, Doris stood alone in her room. Her heart was not settled. "This woman is playing with fire," she murmured. Yet, as Doris prepared for work, another thought rose inside her. She had always admired Ndu. She had always liked him quietly. She just never crossed the line because she feared shame and guilt. But now, the permission had come like an open door, and Doris began to feel bold. When Doris arrived at the office, she entered Ndu's office as usual to arrange files. She had free access. It was her routine every morning. Not long after, Ndu walked in. "Good morning, sir," Doris greeted politely. "Good morning, Doris," he replied, sitting at his desk. Doris began to move closer than usual. She started acting in a way that was not normal. She smiled too much. She leaned too close. She spoke in a soft voice. Ndu noticed. He looked at her carefully. Something felt strange. "Doris," he said slowly, "what is going on?" Doris hesitated, then decided to speak. "Olga, I like you," she said. "I have liked you for a long time." Ndu's body went stiff. His eyes widened. "What?" he asked. Doris continued. "I have been controlling myself because you're married, but I can't control it anymore." Ndu stood up from his chair and walked a few steps away like someone trying to cool his head. "Doris, you know I'm married," he said. "Why are you doing this?" Doris replied, "Because I want you, and I know you want me too." For a few seconds, Ndu fought with himself. He thought of Afoma. He thought of his home. He thought of his image. But temptation is a tricky thing. It can enter softly and destroy loudly. Ndu's voice dropped. "If we do this," he said, "you must never tell my wife." Doris smiled. "I won't tell anyone." One wrong decision quickly led to another. And before Ndu could fully understand what he had done, he had already crossed a line he had promised himself he would never cross. After that day, Doris did not want to stop. She felt like she had finally entered the good life. Ndu also started coming closer and closer to her, like a man who had tasted something new and wanted more. But Afoma had no idea. That evening, Afoma returned to Doris' place to hear feedback. "What happened?" Afoma asked quickly. "Did he refuse you?" Doris acted innocent and smiled. "Madam, your husband is a very faithful man," Doris lied. "He sent me out immediately. He even mentioned your name and said he would never cheat on his wife." Afoma breathed out, relieved. "Oh, thank God," she said. "My heart is at peace now." She even promised Doris a bonus and left happily. As soon as Afoma left, Doris smiled to herself. "This woman has handed her husband to me," she whispered. "I will take him fully." And Ndu? Instead of pulling back, he kept going deeper. Soon, Ndu started spending nights away from home. He began to create lies. He ignored Afoma's calls. He moved as if he was a single man again. Afoma's worry grew like fire. "My husband has never slept outside before," she cried one morning. "Why now? Where is he?" She went back to Doris again, desperate for answers. That was the day everything almost exploded, because Ndu was actually around Doris's place. Ndu managed to escape quietly, but Afoma saw a car leaving the compound and her suspicion became stronger. Doris tried to defend herself, but Afoma's mind had already started connecting dots. That was when Ndu formed another plan. He went to a hospital, met a doctor he knew, and paid him to help cover his lie. The doctor called Afoma and told her Ndu was sick and admitted. Afoma rushed there in fear and saw her husband on the bed, acting weak. "My wife, I didn't want to worry you," Ndu lied with a sad face. Afoma felt guilty and soft again. But while Afoma was worrying and praying, Ndu and Doris were living together in a hotel like husband and wife. Days turned into weeks. Afoma was slowly losing her mind. Finally, she decided to track Ndu's phone. The location led her straight to a hotel. She also tracked Doris's phone. Same hotel, same place. Afoma's heart sank. "So it's Doris," she whispered. "It has been Doris all along." Pain entered her bones. Anger followed. She drove to the hotel, stormed to the room, and knocked. Inside, Doris refused to open. Ndu panicked. He called the police and paid them to come. When the police arrived, they stopped Afoma and demanded answers. Afoma shouted the truth. "That man inside is my husband." But the police did not care. Money had already spoken louder than truth. They arrested Afoma at first. Then Afoma offered them more money to turn back and arrest Doris. The police returned. There was shouting. There was confusion. The door was forced open. Doris and Afoma fought like lions. In the end, the police carried Doris away. Doris was thrown into detention. She suffered there for days. Hunger and fear broke her pride. She began to regret everything. When she could not bear it anymore, she begged to see Afoma. Afoma came, calm and cold. Doris cried, confessed, and begged. Afoma listened and gave conditions. "Resign your job, leave Lagos, cut all ties with my husband forever," she said. Doris agreed quickly, just to breathe freedom again. Doris was released, and she left Lagos immediately, returning to her village. After all this, Afoma returned home, tired and hoping at least her husband would come back. But he didn't. Instead, she found a letter on the table. She opened it with shaking hands and read. Ndu wrote that he found out Afoma planned the temptation. He admitted he fell for it. He blamed her for setting a trap. He said the marriage was poisoned. He said he had left the house. He also said he planned to look for Doris and marry her. Afoma dropped the letter slowly. Her eyes became blank. Her mouth opened, but no sound came out at first. Then she whispered in a broken voice, "I destroyed my marriage myself." Her knees felt weak. She sat down on the floor like a woman whose strength had left her body. But just as she was sitting there, still holding the letter, her phone suddenly rang. Afoma stared at the screen. The number was not saved. She wiped her tears quickly and picked up the call. "Hello?" she said, her voice shaking. And the voice that answered on the other side made her whole body freeze. Because it was not Ndu, and it was not Doris. It was someone else. Someone who sounded like they knew everything. Afoma stared at the unknown number on her phone like it was a snake. "Hello?" she said again, her voice shaking. The voice on the other side was calm and deep. Madam Afoma, I know you, the voice said, and I know everything that happened. Afoma's stomach turned. Who are you? She asked. How did you get my number? The person paused, like they were smiling. You don't need to know my name yet, the voice replied. What you need to know is this. You are not safe. Not after what happened at that hotel. Afoma sat up straighter. The letter was still in her hand. Her eyes moved from the words on the paper to the phone screen. What do you mean I'm not safe? She asked. The voice became colder. The police matter, you started. The money that entered hands. The lies that were spoken. Some people recorded things. Some people saw things. Afoma's heart started beating fast. Recorded, she whispered. Yes, the voice said. Lagos is not your village. People don't just watch trouble. They use it to make money. Afoma swallowed hard. Are you threatening me? She asked. The voice chuckled lightly. I'm warning you, the person said. Your husband has left you, but the bigger problem is coming. If you don't move wisely, you will lose more than your marriage. Afoma felt anger rising. If you know so much, then tell me where my husband is, she said. Tell me where he went. The voice went quiet for a second. Your husband is not your biggest problem right now, the person said. By tomorrow, you may start getting calls from the police again. Not because you are the victim, but because they will want to protect themselves. Afoma's eyes widened. Protect themselves how? Madam, the voice replied. People that collect money don't like trouble when trouble becomes too loud. When a matter enters a senior officer's ear, everyone will start washing their hands. They will push the blame to the weakest person. Afoma clenched her fist. But I didn't do anything wrong, she said. Even though her voice did not sound confident, the voice replied. You went to that hotel with anger in your heart. You involved police. Money moved. Somebody's name was used in a serious allegation. You think it will end there? Afoma's throat became dry. Listen, the voice continued. If you want to save yourself, stop moving blindly. Stop trusting those officers. Stop thinking your husband is the only one that can hurt you. There are people now watching you. Afoma's head began to ache. Who are you? She asked again. Why are you telling me this? The voice answered, because I hate what happened. Because you were foolish, yes. But you don't deserve to be used like a cash machine by greedy people. And because your husband is not as innocent as you think. Afoma's eyes narrowed. What do you mean? She asked sharply. But the voice did not explain. Madam Afoma, the person said, tomorrow morning go to your husband's office. Go early. Ask questions. Look at his table. Look at the people around him. Then you will understand what I mean. Before Afoma could speak again, the call ended. Afoma stared at the phone. For a full minute, she did not move. Then she dropped the letter on the floor and stood up slowly, like someone carrying heavy sand inside her body. So I have enemies now, she whispered. Enemies I don't even know. She looked around her house. The silence felt louder than before. She wanted to call Ndu, but she stopped herself. For 2 weeks he ignored me, she said bitterly. Even now, he didn't come to say sorry. He just dropped a letter like I'm nothing. Tears came again. But this time, anger followed the tears. Okay, Afoma whispered. Let us see. That night, Afoma barely slept. She kept hearing that voice in her head. People recorded things. She sat up many times, walked around her living room, and checked her windows like someone expecting danger. In the morning, she bathed quickly, wore a simple dress, and left the house. She drove straight to Ndu's office. As she entered the area, she noticed something. People were looking at her. Some workers at the gate were whispering. 2 female staff looked at her and quickly looked away. Afoma parked and came down. She held her bag tight, walking with a proud face, but inside she was shaking. At the reception, the receptionist stood up and forced a smile. "Good morning, Ma," the woman said softly. "Good morning," Afoma replied. "Where is my husband?" The receptionist hesitated. "Sir is not around," she said. He has not been coming to the office." Afoma frowned. "Since when?" "Since last week," the receptionist answered. Afoma's eyes widened. "So he has been away from home and also away from work?" she asked. The receptionist nodded slowly. Afoma looked around. Her husband's office was on the upper floor. She started walking there without waiting for permission. At the staircase, she met one of the senior staff, a man named Mr. Eze. He froze when he saw her. "Madam Afoma," he said quickly. "Good morning." "Good morning," Afoma replied. "Where is my husband?" Mr. Eze cleared his throat. "Madam, Sir is not available." Afoma stepped closer. "Stop talking like that," she said. "Is my husband missing? Is he dead? Is he alive? Tell me the truth." Mr. Eze looked around like he didn't want anyone to hear. Then he lowered his voice. "Madam, please, can we talk inside my office?" Afoma followed him into a small office. The moment the door closed, Mr. Eze sighed. "Madam, I will be honest," he said. "This matter has become big." Afoma felt her chest tighten. "What matter?" she asked. Mr. Eze looked at her carefully. "The hotel incident," he said. "The police, the fight, the arrest, everything." Afoma's face became hot with shame. "So the whole office knows?" she asked. Mr. Eze nodded. "Madam, people in Lagos don't keep quiet." Staff heard. Some even saw videos online. Afoma's legs almost failed her. "Videos?" she repeated. Mr. Eze nodded again. "I did not want to tell you," he said gently. "But somebody posted something. It was removed later, but many people already saw it." Afoma's stomach turned again. "So that voice was right," she whispered. Mr. Eze continued. "Since that day, Sir has been acting strange. He moved some things. He took some documents. He changed some passwords." Afoma looked up sharply. "Passwords?" she asked. "Yes," Mr. Eze said. "Madam, I don't know what is going on between you and him, but Sir has been planning something." Afoma's hands started shaking. "What is he planning?" she asked. Mr. Eze hesitated. "Madam, he has been trying to move company money," he said quietly. Afoma's eyes opened wide. "What?" she said. "Are you sure?" Mr. Eze nodded slowly. "I'm not accusing him," he said, "but he asked accounting for certain files. He also asked legal department for some papers, and 2 days ago he brought a lawyer here." Afoma felt like she had been slapped. "A lawyer?" she repeated. Mr. Eze nodded. "Yes, ma." Afoma sat down slowly. So her husband had moved from cheating to planning bigger things. She remembered the voice. "Your husband is not as innocent as you think." Afoma swallowed. "Where is Doris?" she asked suddenly. "Mr. Eze see who." Doris resigned, he said. She sent a message yesterday morning. She said she is relocating. She did not even come to pack her things. Someone came later to pack them. Afoma's heart beat faster. Someone? She asked. Who? Mr. Eze shook his head. We don't know, he said. But the person had authority. He entered like someone who owns the place. Afoma's head started spinning. She stood up sharply. I want to enter my husband's office, she said. Mr. Eze's eyes widened. Madam, I don't think. But Afoma was already walking out. She marched to Nundu's office. The door was locked. Afoma tried the handle again and again. Locked. She turned to a staff nearby. Where is the key? She demanded. The staff looked nervous. Madam, sir changed the locks. Afoma froze. He changed the locks? She asked slowly. Yes, ma, the staff said. He said only him should have access. Afoma's body went cold. So Ndu was locking people out. He was hiding things. He was moving money. He was bringing lawyers. And he had abandoned his wife with only a letter. Afoma's mouth became dry. She left the office quietly, but her mind was burning. As she walked back to her car, she saw two men in black suits standing near the gate. They were not staff. Their faces were serious. One of them looked at her like he knew her. Afoma stopped. The man walked closer. Madam Afoma, he asked. Yes, she replied, trying to sound strong. Who are you? The man brought out an ID card. My name is Barrister Okafor, he said. I am representing Mr. Nduka. I have something to give you. Afoma's heart almost jumped out. A lawyer, she whispered. Barrister Okafor handed her an envelope. Afoma's hands shook as she collected it. What is this? She asked. The lawyer's voice was calm. It is a legal notice, he said. You will read it at home. Afoma's throat tightened. Legal notice about what? She asked, her voice rising. The lawyer did not answer directly. He only said, Madam, please remain calm. There will be a proper meeting soon. If you have a lawyer, tell your lawyer to contact me. Afoma's eyes became wet. This is my husband you are talking about, she said. He can't even come and face me? The lawyer looked at her with no emotion. Madam, he said, I have delivered my message. He turned and walked away. Afoma stood there holding the envelope like it was fire. She got into her car and drove home with a broken mind. At home, she sat down and stared at the envelope for a long time before opening it. Her fingers trembled as she tore it. Inside were papers, big grammar, official stamps, court language. Afoma couldn't understand everything, but she saw some words clearly. Divorce petition, irreconcilable differences, mental cruelty, false allegations, defamation, damages. Afoma's eyes widened. Damages? She whispered. That meant money. Her husband was not just leaving her, he was also preparing to fight her and collect money from her. Afoma dropped the papers and stood up like someone possessed. So he wants to finish me completely, she said. She started pacing around the room. Then her phone beeped. A new message entered. Unknown number again. Afoma's hand paused mid-air. She picked the phone slowly. The message was short. Madam Afoma, check social media now. Your name is trending again. And this time, your husband is not trying to stop it. Afoma's breathing stopped for a second. She quickly opened her phone. Her fingers rushed. Her eyes scanned. And then she saw it. A new post, fresh, spreading fast. It had her face. It had the hotel story. It had the word scandal in big letters. Afoma's knees went weak. She held the wall. And then another message entered immediately, like the person was watching her in real time. If you want to know who is behind this, meet me today, 6 p.m., National Stadium parking area. Come alone. Afoma stared at the message. Her body was shaking. Who is this person? She whispered. Then her phone rang again. This time, it was Ndu's number. Afoma froze. For a second, she forgot how to breathe. She stared at the screen like she was seeing a ghost. Ndu, she whispered. She pressed answer with trembling fingers. Hello, she said. But the voice that came was not Ndu's voice. It was a woman's voice, and it was calm. Madam Afoma, the woman said. Good evening. This is Doris. Afoma's whole body went stiff. Her eyes became wide. Her mouth opened slowly. Doris? She whispered. How did you get my husband's phone? Doris laughed softly. Madam, she said, your problem has only started. Afoma's heart dropped into her stomach. And before she could ask another question, Doris added one sentence that made Afoma feel like the world was turning upside down. I have something to tell you about that lawyer's papers and about the secret your husband has been hiding for years. Afoma's fingers tightened around the phone. What secret? She asked in a broken voice. But Doris did not answer. She only said, if you really want the truth, don't miss 6 p.m. Then the line went dead. Afoma dropped the phone and sat down hard on the sofa. Her hands were shaking. Her eyes were red from crying. But now the tears were mixed with fear and confusion. Doris said, my problem has only started, she whispered. What does that mean? She picked up the divorce papers again and read the bold words she could understand. Divorce, cruelty, false accusation, damages. Afoma's head was spinning. So, Ndu has left me. And he also wants to punish me, she said. Her phone beeped again. Another message from the unknown number. Madam Afoma, calm down. Don't reply, Doris. If you want the truth, come to the National Stadium parking area by 6 p.m. Come alone. Afoma stared at the screen. A part of her wanted to ignore it, but another part of her wanted answers more than anything, because everything was now too strange. Ndu had disappeared from home. Doris had resigned and vanished. Videos were trending. Lawyers were involved. And now Doris was calling her with Ndu's number. Afoma stood up and walked to her bedroom. She opened her wardrobe and brought out a small handbag where she kept her personal documents. My marriage certificate, she said. My ID, my husband's copies, everything. Then she remembered something important. This was Lagos, and Lagos was not a place to play with danger. She decided to do one smart thing first. She called her cousin, Ifeoma, who lived not too far away. Ifeoma picked quickly. Afoma, what's going on? Your voice sounds strange. Afoma hesitated, then spoke. Ifeoma, I need you today. Please, don't ask much. Just stay close to your phone and be ready. If I don't call you by 7 p.m., start calling me. Ifeoma went silent. Afoma, what kind of talk is this? Where are you going? Afoma did not want to explain everything, but she said the truth in a simple way. Something is happening. My husband has left. Doris is involved, and there are strange calls. I just need you to watch over me. Ifeoma became serious. Okay, she said. I will stay alert. Please be careful. Afoma ended the call and breathed out. At exactly 5:30 p.m., she dressed and left the house. She drove with her heart beating fast. By 5:55 p.m., she was already at the National Stadium parking area. The place had a normal Lagos evening feel. Cars were coming and going. Some people were jogging. Some were buying snacks. It looked ordinary, but Afoma did not feel safe. She parked, locked her car, and stood beside it. She looked around. "Who asked me to come here?" she murmured. Then she saw a man walking towards her. He was not dressed like a police officer. He was wearing simple clothes, jeans and a plain shirt. He looked like someone who wanted to hide in a crowd. He stopped a few steps away. "Madam Afoma?" he asked quietly. Afoma's body tensed. "Yes," she replied. "Who are you?" The man looked around once, then spoke. "My name is Chike," he said. "I used to work with a tech company that does digital tracking and online media monitoring." Afoma frowned. "So you are the one sending me messages?" Chika nodded. "Yes," he said. "I did it because I saw your name trending and I knew you were being set up." Afoma's face tightened. "Set up by who?" she asked. "Chaik Sachit. By your husband," he said. Afoma's stomach dropped. "That's a lie," she whispered. But her voice did not sound confident. Chika continued. "Madam, let me be clear. Your husband cheated. That is true. Doris also lied. That is true. But the new scandal online, the new posts, the court papers, that part is not just about love. It is about money and power." Afoma held her bag tightly. "What money?" she asked. Chika looked her straight in the eye. "Your husband has been moving company money," he said. "He has been doing it quietly. Small, small, then bigger, bigger." Afoma's knees almost failed her. "Why are you telling me this?" she asked. "Because," Chike replied, "your husband wants to use this scandal to make you look unstable and dangerous. If he wins that story, he can protect himself when the company starts asking questions." Afoma swallowed hard. "So he wants to blame me for his own mess?" Chika nodded. "Yes," he said. "He is creating a picture that you are the problem, that you are the one who caused public embarrassment, that you are the one who caused police trouble, that you are the one who is mentally unstable." Afoma's eyes became wet. "But I only wanted to test him," she said in a small voice. "I didn't plan all this." Chika looked at her with pity. "Madam, I'm not saying your decision was wise," he said. "But what is happening now has gone beyond that test." Afoma's chest rose and fell. "Where is my husband?" she asked. Chike replied. "He is staying in a serviced apartment now, not the hotel again. He moved after the first story leaked." Afoma's eyes narrowed. "And Doris?" she asked. Chika paused. "Doris is not in the village," he said. "She left Lagos for a few days, yes, but she came back quietly. She is now working with your husband." Afoma's mouth opened slowly. "With my husband?" Chika nodded. "Yes, Doris is helping him. Not because of love alone, but because she also wants protection and money. She knows too much, and your husband knows too much." Afoma started shaking again. "So the divorce papers, the damages, everything is a plan?" Chika said, "Yes. He wants to break you down, scare you, and make you settle quietly. He wants you to sign papers and walk away without asking questions." Afoma stared at him. "How do you know all this?" she asked. Chike brought out his phone and showed her something. It was a screenshot of a chat. It looked like a conversation between Doris and someone saved as Barrister O. The chat was not long, but the message was clear. We must make her look unstable. Once she signs, we move the assets. The online noise will make her fear. Afoma covered her mouth. Oh God, she whispered. Chike added, I also saw a file they shared. It contains planned posts, timing, and fake captions. Your husband is part of it. Afoma felt hot anger inside her. So he cheated, and now he wants to destroy me? Chike nodded slowly. Madam, I'm telling you because you still have a chance to protect yourself, he said. Afoma wiped her tears. What should I do? She asked. Chike answered carefully. First, get a lawyer fast, a good one, not a cheap one, he said. Second, stop moving alone. Third, don't reply Doris again. She will try to push you into saying something foolish. Then they will record it and use it in court. Afoma nodded. And the money issue? She asked. Chike replied. The company will soon notice. But you can protect yourself by speaking to the right people with evidence, not with shouting. Afoma was quiet for a moment. Then she asked, Why are you helping me? What do you want? Chike shook his head. I don't want money, he said. I just don't like wickedness. I have a sister. I imagine how she would feel if someone set her up like this. Afoma breathed out slowly. Thank you, she said. Then her phone rang again. It was Ndu this time, not Doris. Afoma's heart jumped. She wanted to ignore it, but she answered. Hello, she said. Ndu's voice came, calm and cold. Afoma, he said. Stop moving around. Stop embarrassing yourself. Afoma's hands tightened. So you have time to call me now, she said. After leaving a letter like I'm trash. Ndu sighed like she was annoying him. You brought this on yourself, he said. You paid Doris to tempt me, Afoma replied. So that is your excuse for cheating? Ndu's tone became sharp. Watch your mouth, he said. You think I don't know you went to a technician to track my number? You think I don't know you are still trying to dig? Afoma's eyes widened. So he really was watching her. Afoma replied, Ndu, I know what you are doing. I know you are setting me up. There was a short silence. Then Ndu laughed, one small laugh with no joy. You don't know anything, he said. Just sign the papers and let us all move on. Afoma's voice became stronger. I will not sign anything blindly, she said. Not anymore. Ndu's voice dropped. Afoma, don't make me turn this into a bigger case, he said. Then he ended the call. Afoma's hands were shaking again. Chike looked at her. Now you see, he said. He is trying to scare you. Afoma took a deep breath. I will not be scared again, she said. That same night, Afoma went to meet a lawyer through her cousin Ifeoma. The lawyer was a woman named Barrister Ada. Barrister Ada read the divorce papers and listened to Afoma quietly. When Afoma finished, Barrister Ada said something simple. Afoma, your husband is trying to control the story. But the law does not run on story alone. The law runs on facts. Afoma nodded, tears in her eyes. I want facts, she said. I want to clear my name. Barrister Ada advised her to do 3 things. 1. Stop confronting Ndu directly. 2. Gather evidence quietly. 3. Report the online blackmail and planned scandal properly. Afoma followed that advice. Within days, the truth started rising like smoke. The company noticed missing money. An internal audit started. People began asking Nundu questions. Ndu tried to run, but it was already too late. The same online tricks he used against Afoma started turning against him, because now people were watching him. Doris also began to panic. She started calling Afoma secretly, begging. "Madam, please," Doris cried over the phone one night. "I didn't know it would go this far." Afoma's voice was calm but firm. "Doris," she replied, "when you lied and enjoyed what you were doing, you did not think of my tears. Now you want pity?" Doris cried harder. "They will use me," she said. "They will abandon me." Afoma did not shout. She did not insult. She only said the truth. "Doris, face your own choices. I will face mine." In the end, Ndu's plan failed. The divorce still happened, yes, but Afoma did not sign blindly. She protected her name. She protected her property. She stopped the damages story from becoming a weapon against her, and the company's investigation exposed what Ndu was hiding. Ndu lost his position. The respect he built over years collapsed in weeks. Doris, who thought she was entering soft life, found out that trouble can also be soft at the beginning and hard at the end. She ran again, this time not because Afoma chased her, but because fear chased her. Afoma did not celebrate. She only sat in her quiet living room one evening, looking at the same ceiling she stared at that Sunday she ate apples, and she spoke to herself gently. "I wanted to test love, but I used the wrong method. I pushed my own home into fire." She stood up, wiped her face, and made a new decision. "I will rebuild my life with wisdom. I will not let pain turn me into a monster." Moral lessons. 1. Trust and communication are stronger than tests. If you suspect something, talk, ask questions, and seek counseling instead of setting traps. 2. A small mistake can open a door for bigger problems. Afoma's test looked small, but it invited lies, betrayal, and public shame. 3. Greed and dishonesty destroy people faster than enemies do. Doris lied because she wanted money and comfort, but it later became her own trap. 4. Cheating does not solve marriage problems, it multiplies them. Ndu's betrayal did not bring peace. It brought shame, loss, and collapse. 5. Don't use power or money to twist justice. When people pay to bend the truth, it always comes back with consequences. 6. When you're angry, don't make dangerous choices. Anger can push a person into actions they will regret for the rest of their life.